We've all been there before. We found a program, or maybe we've researched a DAW or digital audio workstation that we think we'll really like, or we've started to record in that. We really like it. And then maybe a friend comes along or comments online in forums, that sort of thing, and they say, that DAW sucks. Of course, they don't give you any information of why it sucks. They might say, that DAW sucks because the one I use is better. Well, that still isn't a reason why that one sucks. Or sometimes they even say, well, that one sucks because I tried it once and it was the worst. Still, no real information there, but they might be right. That DAW that you've chose might suck for them. And that doesn't mean that it sucks for you. It could be the best one for you. The one that they think is the best could be the worst one for you. Now, let's have a look at why this might be. And first off, the fact that there's all of these digital audio workstation programs out there, and there's more and more coming out all the time, means that there obviously isn't just one program that's the best for everybody. If that was the case, then everybody would be using that one program, because why not? If it's just the one program's the best, no other program works, then those other programs wouldn't exist. But those programs do exist, and there's a lot of users for each of them, which means it's all a preference thing. All of these DAWs or DAWs, they pretty much do the same thing. They record audio, record MIDI, you can bring audio into them, you can bring MIDI into them, you can use virtual instruments, virtual effects, all of that fun stuff, with the main goal of creating great music. And all of these programs can do that. So if they can all do pretty much the same thing, let's have a look at why somebody might choose one program over the other. And one of the things is the user interface. Now, the way that the user interface is laid out can affect the way that you do things, and it affects the workflow. So how you might access certain features, how you might start recording, how you might edit things. It can all be different based on the user interface for each program. And different people like different workflows and different user interfaces. That's fine. It doesn't mean one program sucks because the user interface is different and the way you do things is different. It just means that person doesn't like the way things are done in that program. Doesn't mean it sucks for you. Another big difference in all of these programs is the stock plugins that they come with. I personally like the stock plugins that come with Pro Tools. It doesn't mean that Pro Tools is the best or stock plugins that come with another program suck. I actually like some stock plugins with other programs too, but that could be a consideration. If one program has some stock plugins that you think you really like, or you know you really like, then maybe that's the program you want to choose. However, I think most people end up bringing in third-party plugins, so effects and instruments that other companies have created. They're called plugins. You can bring them into your DAW, and I think most people use those third-party plugins and not just stock plugins. But that can be a consideration when you're choosing the best one for you. Some of these digital audio workstations offer an analog workflow and even some analog saturation built right into them. Programs like Luna, Reason, Harrison Mixbus, and even Cakewalk kind of has that analog workflow to it with their Pro Channel Strip. So this is something that some people might enjoy. Some people might not enjoy it. Does it make it the best DAW because it has it? No. It might make it the best for some people that prefer that type of thing. Another thing is that live launcher feature that Ableton Live has really made popular, but other DAWs have added this feature into them. But the live launcher, if you make music using samples and loops and that sort of thing, this live launcher can really give it a performance sort of feel when you're creating music. Instead of just copying and pasting clips all around, you get to perform that music through the live launcher, and it's really cool. Some people might like that feature. Some people like me have no use for that feature. One of the big factors that could come into play for those people who think other programs suck, it could be the one that they like the best is the one that they learned on. And that's a really big thing, because the program that you know how to use the best is going to be the best one for you, because you get to that point where you're just making music. You're not researching how do I do this in this program, or can this program even do this thing that I want to do? You're just making music. You know how to make it because you've been using it, you've learned it, and now that one is the best for you. That doesn't mean that you can't go out and try other programs, because you can test out other programs if you think something's missing from the one that you're using, or you just want to experiment and maybe get inspired by something else. Go for it. But you can still come back to the one that you've been using and you know how to use best, or maybe you just start to invest your time into this new one that you're trying out. With most of these programs, the stuff that you learn in one, it usually can be used in the other ones because they do operate relatively the same. There are some programs that operate totally different. Those are the exceptions, but most of them operate relatively the same. So don't think that you're wasting time learning one program, because you can always use what you've learned in other programs should you decide to switch up later on, or just stick with what you're using. If it's working for you, continue using it. If you think something's missing, maybe you just need to add some plugins. And you can actually check out this video right here where I show you some of the best free plugins that you can add to pretty much any DAW. And if you liked this video that you just watched, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating. Fist pump. Thumbs up.